Okay, it's Kevin here. We're going to have a look at a letter somebody sent me in the group OET Writing with Kev. So this is my new group. Somebody wrote to me last week who's seen my videos on YouTube and invited me to join OET Fighters. So I've been having a look there, and I thought, right, I'll do my own group, and I'm going to be making material and content for my channel. So first things first, disclaimer, fair use, teaching, non-profit, etc. Right? So get that out of the way first. Then the second thing, now I did ask for these to be typed. I said typed is better because I can't add any comments, so I'll just have to say my comments out loud because I can't type them. So we've got a letter here, and we've got the criteria to have a look at here. Now, where are we? Pencil. Okay, so for a B, you need 2, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Okay, this is 350 plus. We don't want this. This is, so that's a B. We don't want this. This would be C plus C, so we don't want that. You've got your criteria: purpose, content, conciseness, genre, layout, language, etc. Okay, so we'll take a look at those. So first things first, your purpose must be clear, and then all that you're doing, you're telling me, the reader, a story. So let me see, where's these case notes gone? Get rid of that. Ah, right, okay, here we go. So let's go. So what you do first, go to the task. So it's referral, gastro, and enterologist seeking his advice. Diagnosis and assessment. So diagnosis and assessment. So let's have a look. Okay, Mr. Newton. Okay. So, likely investigations. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. So let's have a look and see what we can see. Where are we? Come on, letter. Where are we? Okay, right. So, does it look like a letter? Okay, we've got the address, we've got the date, because that'll be today's date in the test, of course. Okay. So, I'm writing to refer Mr. Newton, 25-year-old accountant. Well, why do I need to know that? Why do I need to know that he's accountant? So, to avoid... Now, right, you can put name, age, occupation if it's pertinent, like that occupational therapy one, where you're referring that forklift driver and you want someone to talk at his workplace, or that guy who's a landscape gardener and he's got problems with his legs so he can't work. So, you know, for those kind of things. But gastroenterology. So, further specialist, well, obviously specialist assessment as opposed to what? The reader's amateur assessment. Diagnosis would be appreciated. So you don't need that. You usually put that appreciated stuff at the end because you're supposed to put it before the closing. Hang on. Yeah. Right. So usually put it here. I would appreciate blah 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 blah. That's where you usually put the appreciation, so you don't need that. So refer Mr. Newton for what? Specialist assessment and diagnosis would be appreciated. So you could do it like that, but what you could do here is put the DOB, put his date of birth there. Then you don't have to say a 25-year-old. And the accountant part, is it going to have any impact on what I'm going to be doing or not? Is it going to have anything to do with how I'm going to treat the patient? Do I need to know he's an accountant to continue care? No, I don't. So, purpose. Is it precise? Is it quick? Well, yes, but it could be a little clearer, as it says. Is there anything that could be left out? Well, I think, yeah, we could. We could leave out one or two things in that introduction. So let's get back to it. Writing to an accountant whose features are suggestive of. So, what you could do, I'm writing to request your definitive diagnosis, your assessment and diagnosis of Mr. Newton, whose features are blah, blah, blah. So you could do it like that. That would work. And that'd be more concise. Now, I'm not going to bother counting the words, but you could certainly make that a little more concise. So, Mr. Newton is a smoker, family history of Crohn's disease, and his uncle. His past medical history, well, you don't need to say his past medical history, because history, it's in the past, and medical, well, yeah, because you're not going to tell me anything else. So, in a 6-month history of intermittent joint pain, right. So, I'm a gastroenterologist. Do I really need to know about he had some joint pain in his wrists? Now, ibuprofen, possibly, that might be interesting, but you don't need to tell me about 6-month history of intermittent joint pain in both his wrists. You could simply say, he's taking ibuprofen for an unrelated condition, or something, but you don't need to put in all that, okay? 4-month history, I would write it out, don't make it a letter, make it a word. The 4-month history of chronic mild diarrhea, with us, right? No, it's not associated with, it's with associated. Because that implies the diarrhea is associated with the pain, but the pain is with, so with associated. Right, low abdominal pain and loss of appetite, along with also weight. To add. To add what? You don't need that, and that's kind of odd. Nobody would actually write to add. His anxiety was increased. Why is it passive? Why is it simple past, impassive? Was increased by what? His anxiety was increased by his symptoms, and he's been embarrassed by his symptoms, which affect his social life. Well, okay, but again, is there anything that I can do about that? Not strictly speaking. You don't really need that. I mean, I'm the gastroenterologist, so of course, with diarrhea, it's going to be embarrassing, but I don't really need to know this. Right? If you want to mention something about his level of anxiety, I suppose you could, but it's not strictly pertinent to what I'm going to do. So, maybe not. Examination revealed generalized low abdominal tenderness, for which a blood test were ordered. Right, so, you don't need to say that they were ordered. You can simply say blood test results and thought showed, because obviously they were, if you've got results, they were ordered, so you don't have to say I ordered some tests and the results were. To be more concise, you could simply say blood tests and FORT showed, etc., etc. Okay, I see it's positive and elevated. Let's go on to the next one. Protein, despite attempting diet modifications, if symptoms are not, or were not, or have not been, I would probably put present perfect here, have his symptoms not alleviated. So we need some kind of verb form here. His symptoms have not been alleviated, so make it present perfect. Mr. Newton was counsel, right, spelt wrong, what should we, C-O-U-N, is it S-E-L-L? I think it's an S, is it one S and two L's? Counsel about disease, there was advice to quit. If that's an E, that looks like quite. Something above, Mr. Newton's provisional diagnosis is probable Crohn's disease. Your advice in diagnosis and the management would be acknowledged. Well, acknowledged, I think that should be appreciated. This is where you should put that. Put the appreciated there. Okay, so that's not too bad. That's pretty clear, I think. Relatively straightforward. Again, I'll maybe put the DOB, maybe reword that introduction, the opening there. I probably wouldn't include that about the joint pain, or you can make it more concise. Please note is on long-term use of ibuprofen for an unrelated condition or something. You could do that. And he is not known, and right, and he has it. This is his handwriting. And he has known, not and he is not known, and he has no known allergies. And I probably wouldn't put this about anxiety, embarrassment. Again, that's nothing that I can really do anything about. You could say the debates. You could say which has increased, which has caused him some anxiety and embarrassment. You could maybe put that in if you wanted to. You don't need to put in all that. But anyway, so not too bad, not too bad. I think, yeah, that's pretty good. You know, that purpose. No, I wouldn't give it 3, but I'd give it 2. But because it's, I don't know, 3. No, all right, go on, 3. It's pretty clear. Content's good. Yeah, I don't think there's anything missing really. Content's good. Length. The summary could be a little better, but it's not too bad. Organisation's good. Minor slips. I think you should be able to scrape B with this. It isn't bad. It's not too bad. Just 1 or 2 little tweaks. Watch the grammar part. There's 1 or 2 little things there. Maybe some stuff I wouldn't quite include. I think this would be pretty close. It would either be 350 or pretty close. Okay, right. Hope that helps. So, if anybody wants to send me any letters to the group in future, it would be better probably if you type them out, then I can add comments and changes instead of simply having to speak them aloud as I have done. So, okay, not too bad, Doctor.